You're drowning in work. How do you free up your time but continue to make more content and make more money, right? Well, obviously the answer is get people to help you, right? AKA hire people, hire to do some of the work for you, right? So I say that whatever can be done once or twice can be done over and over again, and it doesn't have to be you, right? So for example, I don't edit my videos at all. Very rarely I will do any kind of editing, and that's because I don't like to do it. There are people who do it like amazing, and I'm not good at editing at all, and it's very draining for me. So then like, okay, why would I do it myself, right? And it wasn't always like this, of course. I didn't have money to, it's called outsourcing. I didn't have money to outsource in the very beginning. So I first had to do it myself, right? Then when the content that I was producing myself started to generate some money, then I would take that money and then I would start doing very basic, very cheap edits, right? You can go into my channel and you can look up some of the like videos from 2 years ago. I mean, I'm not proud of those videos, of course, but listen, like at that moment, that's what I had to do in order to generate some income, right? They were low quality videos and I was doing like a lot of volume, but they worked to some degree, and they generated some commissions to me as well. And yeah, that's essentially how I made that first kind of push. And I was always reinvesting back into the business. So then once I started generating those like higher commissions, then I would take them and I would start to slowly get into more high quality editing, right? To where we're now, we now have this amazing setup, and we have like amazing people on the team who are doing a lot of great, screen recording, screencasting, yeah, really good like motion graphics and stuff. So it's a gradual process, step by step. But depending on where you are in your journey, at some point you're gonna start to want to get people who are better than you to start to do the work, right? So graphic designers for thumbnails and for any type of graphics for your business, highly recommended, because graphics is what the first thing that people see. So it's very visual. So that's very important. Find a really good graphic designers who can help you put together graphics, right? Take more content, like take more pictures, create like a library and then send it to them. And then like, as you need more things like banners and profile pictures, just get them to do it, and that will elevate your brand a lot, right? Then the second thing is, of course, editors. So they can do a much better job. They can do it much faster. Of course, it starts to get a little bit complicated when you start to get a lot of editors, because then it becomes like, yeah, you have to manage people, right? Managing people is not easy. So they need to get managers to manage the people. But yeah, hiring is very hard, especially freelancers. Very hard to manage the people, to make sure they produce good work. But what I found, like a tip that I found, is people are gonna respond better to you when you pay them. It sounds so easy and counterintuitive, but the less friction there is between you, them, and them receiving the payment from you, the more incentivized they're gonna be to work with you, right? So as they work, right, first they're going to be hesitant, they're not going to be so trusting you, right? And so as they're going to be sending you invoices or whatever, requesting money, and you're going to be like, all right, you just paid right away, and you say, thank you very much, I really appreciate it, we have more work, right? They're going to be like, okay, well, this guy is great, like, he gives me work, he pays on time, he pays fast, he doesn't really like, try to squeeze out some money out of me, right? Because these, think about it, these freelancers, right? They just want to have like a consistent, steady clients with whom they work with. So I really like to work with people long term. Like once I find someone whom I really like to work, and they do good work consistently, then I try to keep them in the team and treat them well. And that way I can rely on them and they can rely on me. So it's like a helpful mutual relationships.